Hello, chaps.
Hello.
The boys are back in town.
They certainly are, with a vengeance.
And what does it take to be in the Frosty Pegg gang?
You have to be Simon Pegg or Nick Frost.
Really?
It's an easy criteria. No, anyone who's up for a sort of, intense but fun working experience. And, we've got very lucky with this one in terms of our cast. Mm-hmm. Not just Martin Freeman, Eddie Mozart, and Rosamund Pike, but also our supporting players, all of whom are delightful.
It's brilliant. The trilogy is now complete. How did that feel when Edgar yelled cut on that very final scene? Were there tears, were there hugs?
It's always sad, but I personally always imagine the end of a film to be just this amazing thing where everyone comes and kind of cuddles you and lifts you into the air and,
It was what it was like.
We had stuff to shoot after Simon and I wrapped, so it was kind of like a quick, and that's a wrap on Simon and Nick. And that was
clap. It was a feeling of a phase of the production being complete, and that was kind of like quite big. I remember sitting on set feeling like, this is it, and waiting for the tears to come.
Okay.
They never came.
Now you're both action heroes in this film. Nick, you are the action blockbuster entertainment of this movie. You are Tom Cruise in this film.
I think I'd like to think of I'm a Twickenham version of Sammo Hung.
And I did really like your People's Elbow.
Thank you very much.
I mean,
well spotted.
And the rock bottom.
There is a rock bottom
There's
there
two.
too. Big choke slam and a People's Elbow, yeah.
And Edgar told me that The Rock actually tweeted him to say he was looking forward to the movie without knowing that his moves were being...
Yeah, I know. I didn't get to do the bit where I pull the pad off. But we're going to try and get him along to LA, aren't we?
Yeah, he retweeted the trailer when it came out. He's ever such a nice man. And I can't wait for him to see it because Nick and I were big fans of the WWF, as it was then called, before the Panda got his own way. And we used to watch, it was the great days of The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the People's Elbow was the most scintillating move in sports entertainment.
Yes, it was, yeah.
The movie, apart from being about robotic aliens from outer space, there's a growing up theme. The kind of how you grow up is... Exactly. Yeah. What parts of you guys have not grown up?
I actually think that we have grown up, and quite gracefully. I certainly don't yearn for the past. I'm very happy in my own skin. I like being where I am now in terms of how I've grown up and become a dad and a husband and a homeowner and all that kind of stuff. I still take great delight in some childish things, video games and superheroes. Less so than I used to, but these days we aren't asked to immediately become adults now. We can continue to indulge in sort of infantile activities well into our 40s, 50s, 60s, forever, really. It's an interesting evolution.
So a lot of it's driven by the kind of television culture of endlessly having things like, oh, weren't crispy pancakes great? Do you know what I mean, though? That's just it's everywhere. It's were they? Or are you just making a TV show to fill airtime? As long as that means they bring Kickstart back, I don't care.
So you sound like you don't hanker for the old days.
No, it was terrible. I mean, there was the sewage problem.
I lived in a horrible flat which stank.
People didn't have mobile phones. I mean, you couldn't get on the internet. I get in a terrible rage now if I lose 3G for 3 seconds.
I didn't get laid for 10 years.
Now we get laid all the time.
But just before I have to go, but I just want to know, boys, you've been best friends for a long time. Did you work in that restaurant together?
No.
I wasn't employed. I worked as a stand-up. I was a budding stand-up comic when we met, only a year into the circuit, and I met through a friend of ours that worked with him at the restaurant.
And when you were there, did you ever think that there would be a trilogy of movies that one day be a box set in a lot of people's homes where, in that film, you are lopping off the heads of robots that spew blue ink? Was that ever...
Every day.
Every single day. Yes, it was.
Every day.
We knew that would happen. It was a plan, a 10-year plan, and it's now complete.